of a important thing. Before we start to the aqua fishery units, I will take a 5 to 7 minutes to immediately say that startup is basically tied to steps for success. That is a very important. Normally people used to say that the few startups are being failed in India, which is supposed to be happen. Because every business requires normally the 100 days to be established. So the entrepreneurs is always going to be have the human attitude. So he will maintain the good relationship with his customer, with his staff member, and he is going to be have the different type of resources are being available to deal with the uncertainty happen in that. So entrepreneurs are always should be open-minded and they should rely on network, business plan and consensus, and they have the different views on how to succeed and to automate a business, and when they should rely on experience of the business activity. So basically we can say that the entrepreneur is basically the person who is the bearer of the risk, uncertainty, shifter of the resources, and he knows that how to redeploy the resources from one end to the another end. By redeploying the resources, he will be creating the value for the society, country, and world at large. So, marshalling the control of the necessary resources are very important. They should bring about change and harvest the rewards that accrue from the innovations. Now, I come to the point. Before we come to the point of aquaculture, I understood that there is a integrated farming is going to be the part of that. We should make it as a part of integrated farming because every farmer, mainly major farmer, are going to be have the 3 to 10 or 20 acres of land. So whenever the person is having a more than 3 acres land or 4 acres land, mainly 3 acres land, then they can start with a fisheries activity as a part of the integrated farming, where integrated farming is basically involved the three things: agriculture farming, fish farming, and the poultry farming. My personal view says that agriculture farming should take the 40 percentage, aqua farming, which use the fish farming and poultry farming, both combined together, should use the 40 percentage of net, and 30 percentage of the agriculture fee to be used for farmers, his staff members stay and put and establish the godown for the animal feed to be provided. Here I try to be say that the fish farming require the poultry farming also, because then necessary type of the feed material will be available. Now, how 40-40-30 will support the aquaculture? Poultry will be looking towards the chickens, turkeys, ducks, geese, etc. Now, in a farm, there is a pond have been created to the extent of 40 percentage of acres of land. Balance 40 percentage of acres of land, they can use it for agriculture farming, and 30 percentage they use it for storing and their own security stay and everything. When within the 40 percentage, they will be within the 40 percentage, like you can say that the 70 percentage of the 40 percentage, it means that the 28 percentage of the agriculture land can be used or can be used to make a pond. In the pond, different type of the fishes, then other products which are basically belongs to the seafood types can be put up there. Balanced 20 percentage of acre land they should use to make a pond in a very systematic way through the shade parameters where part of the shade will be inside the pond, means near to the water. Then chickens, turkeys, ducks will be in the pond only. Chickens will be put up on the particular shade. So wherever their bites have been coming, like normally what I understood that they give the eggs or they are being capable to be shown after they complete the age of 60 to 70 days. Before that particular days, whatever the bites they have been giving, which like it goes to the pond water, resulted into it provides the necessary type of calcium sources to the different type of fishes put inside. So that what happened, that fish are going to be get the feed of fawn types. When within that particular pond, ducks are being there, then ducks are going to be make the water to flow, water to move. Water is not going to be in the stagnant format, resulted into oxygen would be available to the greater extent to the fish. So the development of the fish is going to be at an extraordinarily good level. So fish are going to be the handy fish at that particular type of dish and growth will be happening. So farmers should create within the farm pond, within the pond they can make the fisheries, ducks to be there inside. So ducks bites are also going to be useful as their food material. So there is a natural food would be available. So it is going to be composite units. And the benefit will be happen. So where this is what I said fundamentally, if we have the 3 to 4 acre lands are there, how we should make it minimum 4 acres. If you have 10 acres, then you can establish according to that ratio of 4 is to 4 is to 3. Or sometime you can go ahead with a 4 is to 5 is to 2. It depends on that whether you want to be given more growth looking towards the fish farming or looking towards the agriculture, because state to state parameters are going to be changed. Like when we try to be looks towards the northern India or so, that the people may be more looking towards the agriculture farming. When we come to the certain corner of the southern India or Bengal side, where the people may be looking towards the aquaculture, then the more proportion they can give it towards that particular activity. So that is basically known as crafting a business plan for the new venture. So here I made it in such way that the students who have been coming from the agriculture base or who have been coming from the fisheries knowledge, education is for that, and they can go ahead with a new venture. They can use their ancestors' land also. They can do it. There is a need is going to be happen of the electricity in the farming activity. It means aquaculture farming and everything. Then they can use the electricity in case if the electricity not available. They can go to the solar power panel or something because where the government subsidies are being major way available. And government of India also presently giving a more support for the same. So before you start anything, three things are very important. As an entrepreneur, as a young person, you should decide what is your goals and objectives. As a finance person, I used to say that no debt should be carried out for more than 5 years. It means that the moment businesses start to make a profitable level, after recovering their operating costs and everything, their household expense, they should go on repayment of the loan. For that, they should use the strategy for have the lesser quantum of the stocks with them, or they can go on utilizing the from logic. My objective was that because whenever hens are there and they complete the age of 3 months normally, they start to give the egg. So what happened? Those eggs are going to be the reproductive asset, so that the beginning level, some hens are going to be bought maybe by certain amount, rupees 30 or 40 per hen or something like that. But later on, the reproductive capacity is going to be make the requirement of working capital lower. That resulted into providing the feed as a food to the fishes. Cost is going to be controlled. Ducks are going to be support them to acquire the handy level, and that particular handy level is going to be resulted into number of fishes are also going to be increased. So there is a implementation strategies are being required to be improved upon. In the farm, whatever the gas is going to be emerged out, such type of gas or other farming products may be used as a feed for food for animals or poultry farms and everything. So that is a strategy to be used. So you set your goal and objectives, what you want to do, and the sense forecasting is to be done. Because whenever we are in the country like India, where the seasonality plays the major role. So there is a seasonal forecasting maybe support you to make the sense forecasting. And that sense forecasting is also going to be depends on the culture of the customers. Based on that, the financial planning is to be done. So there is a, it is basically named as a finance man project report, which is everyone have to do it by taking the pen and paper, they should do it. Like fixed infrastructure to be developed. Like there the sheds are to be made for poultry farm. There is going to be the stay facility, go down facility to be created. Sometime diesel generator set is to be used, or some biogas plant is to be established if the land is going to be more than 10 acres or something. Then they should look toward the fixed infrastructure need. Normally, if we say that if it's a normal startup, then up to the investment of 10 lakhs rupees is going to be sufficient for the infrastructure support, by assuming that the farming land is available with him. means from the ancestor or somewhere. Then they should have the operating investment is to be done and the sources of finance to be done. So here I can say there is opportunities are to be seen by the entrepreneur, new entrepreneur, startup entrepreneur, that what are the opportunities considering the change in the culture of the society have been happened. The naval consumption of the egg being increasing, or that way they can decide that what are the opportunities are being available, where their customers are. Very important thing is that when the product is to be transferred to the customer end, there is some fixed infrastructure is to be created, like some one is to be prepared, purchased, which should be proper way stored and with a proper cooling effect so that product cannot be had. They should do the research and development activities. Now, if someone try to find out something new, then they should try to see that how it can be done by them on a regular way. And that's going to be support them to start up. At a startup level, the early growth strategy. Normally, we used to say that any new business will require the 1000 days. It means nearly 3 years, which is the early growth stage. So first 2 years there may not be the profit, but from the third year onwards the profit maybe starts. Then there is going to be rapid growth because number of head they have in the beginning in the poultry farm started with say 100. After the 3 years, it may be resulted into 500 or so. So that, and at the same moment, the number of fisheries products in the pond is also going to be increased. So rapid growth will start. But no rapid growth is going to be continued for forever because there is a diseases happen among the aquaculture. There is certain death is going to be happen, resulted into sometime the decline never to happen. Then they should exit from the for some period or part of the year from the aquaculture activities to the agriculture farming activity. And that's why I use the word integrated farming. So that as a startup, you are not going to be lose any income or your survival and business running is going to be support to each other. The importance is being required that funding and financing is should be done very properly. That is, I already said that when we adopt the ratio of the 40-40-30, so you are knowing how the investment is being made, and once your plans are fixed, you are not going to raise the money haphazardly. So for three reasons, you require to raise the money. Number one, cash flow challenges, that is to manage the inventory, like animal feed, then certain type of the short knife for nets and everything. Employees must be trained and paid. It's a very important thing in the aquaculture level that they should be paid properly and they should be trained properly so that they make sure that the required quantum of the food feed is being provided to poultry farm birds or animals also and aquaculture also. And the payment is to be made properly so that the theft never will be known. They have to make sometime advertisement They have to make the earn asset, like I said, that assets are to be created. But make sure that don't go on making the bigger shed in the beginning. Make it in such a way that it can be expandable as is being required, so that your upfront cost will be within your control. So your preparation for startup requires seed capital. Seed capital means the basic capital put up by the owner or the promoter or the starter himself or herself. They get it from friends and family members, sometimes some private investors and angel investors who are happy with your idea, happy with the location, and thinking that there is a high growth is available. They give you the preparation stage startup. Then as the businesses grow away, manufacturing risk is coming. So I say that you should have the proper level of the leveling should be done of the port, shades, everything. First customer to be satisfied very wisely. Then year one, you have the marketing risk is going to be very high. So at that time, you should use the penetration pricing. Penetration pricing means offer your product at a lower price than normal prevailing price. For fish also, if the normal price is 200 rupees per kilo, say for example, then you may charge the 180 rupees per kilo. હજી તો બહુ આવી છે પોણા થઈ જશે હજી થી બી નથી થાય. So in this case, there is going to be the marketing risk is happen. Now, after you get to the marketing risk is over, there is a management risk is coming. That in the beginning, whatever the losses are being happening, how you can cope up, how you can cope up with the disease. So in a farming side, if we come to the agriculture farming, then agriculture farming is basically being considered in a very separate way. So agriculture farming, one level we are going to be have the rasayanik farming, means you use the pesticide. Second way, organic farming will come, but majority people are using the mixed farming. So in the management risk management, you have to make sure that agriculture farming is being done properly, the crop pattern having changed properly. And if the business is successful, they can go to the strategic partnerships, private equity and everything. So you start with financing strategy. Look for money. That who invests is more important in addition to the terms. In the beginning it's happened that as you are the new businessman, you may be buying it at a lower price. So you may have to borrow the money at a higher price. But people are willing to give you the money immediately, then you may have to accept it. By your top management means the good decision makers, good fish farmers, fish management executives are to be appointed. Get moving fast. Only a prototype to be done with a customer feedback. Focus on one customer, one investor and get your introduction. And go for best thing, not the biggest thing. Here, sir, I am not going to be do the 164 slides. After the 24, 5 or 29, after 35 slides, there is going to be the self-study slides. Whatever I discussed, those are being narrated. Entrepreneur resources are available from their savings account, credit cards. I personally say that the millennium starters or the young starter should somewhere use the mortgage. Mortgage, it means that giving the immovable property to the banking system by way of security. So property is with you, property you are using, but it's an immovable property so that money will be available at a lower rate. Some entrepreneurs are going with a stock market accounts. They are feeling that we can go to the stock market, make more profit. But I say it may not be much advisable. Bootstrap, hire as few employees as possible in the beginning. It means that the aquaculture pharmacy farmer should have lower number of employees. His own family members or those can be work for that. They can niche or say everything. This is very another important thing. Like they have made a 40-40-30 ratio. Sorry, 40-40-20 ratio. In 20% ratio, they have made some good level of go down. And they know that in the beginning 2 years, because of cost saving, there is a possibility that they have created a big go down. But at the same moment, they should make the partition in the go down in such a way they can give it on the rental basis or niche basis to the next aquaculture farmer, and they can use the other paper money. It means that for the big order, they can ask the advance money from the customer. Fisheries finance is generally coming with respect to studying, examining, and analyzing the financial aspect. That is, you study that what may be the cost involved to making a good level of pond. In the city area also, we have seen that the people are using some electrical driven devices to make the water to flow. Here, what a few studies have said that instead of that, you can have the duck in your pond itself. So that ducks are going to be moved, resulted into water to not get a stagnant level. Third benefit, oxygen will also be automatically available to the fishes. So these are the way they have to examine and analyze the various aspects for fishing or aquaculture business. So money matter related to production of fish and fishery product and their disposal is very important. So fisheries can be done in two ways. One is micro level, macro level. It means that at a umbrella level, different sources of raising funds for fisheries as a whole in the economy. Our government of India have also made much Udyog Yojana financial services. So you can get the benefit of that. Monitor and control the different agriculture credit institutions. Means every tehsil wise, district wise, some agriculture credit institutions are there. Those are to be utilized. At a micro level, you have to look towards the your particular requirements, your particular various sources of credit, quantum of credit to be borrowed at each case, and how he allocate the same among the alternative uses. Here in the microfinance, I try to be use one word very categorically. Normally, we used to say that the cycle is of 30 days or 31 days. But in the case of integrated farming, I used to say that you can take over the 28 days period. Reason is very clear that every 28 days period, the moon is going to be complete the 1 year. It means that there is a full moon day and no moon day will be coming within the 28 days time. Very categorically. So that microfinance to be used by considering the 28 days period. So based on the 28 days requirement, so you can make a cycle that this particular product is going to be passed to the 5 cycle period. It means 28 into 5, certain number of days. So you manage your or borrow your money based on that particular need. So you require the financial requirement for buying the fisheries input. Now let us assume that instead of to going as an integrated farming, you may be looking towards going towards a bigger level scale later on or immediately, because if your family is already in this particular business or something, then you require the buying fishery inputs like gaff, gears, implements. You have to do it, which is long term. Seeds and fertilizers you require to be bought, and crop protection, probiotics is being required. So you know, these fertilizers, seeds, crop protection, probiotic, and feed is required based on 28 days cycle period. Now you have to make sure that if the landing is not happen properly, crop is not properly come out. Like I said that at the end of 5 years, your aquaculture business is coming down towards the highly declining level, and you may have to exit for 6 to 10 months period to making one arrangement. So you should have the financial requirement as a contingency should be provided for that. When the business is going on, you should clear the own debt first level. If there is going to be the debt level is zero, independently you can work very well. Otherwise, you have to go to the government for the waiver of the loan and everything, which is something difficult. And once your business have the zero debt, then hiring of the skilled labor is also quite possible. Credit or loan is basically what came from the Latin word credo, which means I believe. It means that certain amount of money is being provided by money lenders, banking institutions for certain specific purpose, with certain purpose of interest. At that particular point of time, they may be asking for temporary transfer of asset. Temporary transfer of asset can be happen by two ways. One is mortgage, and second way is hypothecation. In the case of mortgage, the immovable properties like a farmland, pond, you are giving by way of security, or your own house, you can give by way of security. When you say the hypothecation, means the movable assets are being given. But in the both case, property is going to be with the borrower unit means startup unit, businessman, but the rights are being available to take the siege of the same in case if the borrower fails to pay for it. So there is a fishery need is required. The major source of fisheries carry was provide was private money lenders, but it is inadequate, highly expensive and expensive. So it is advisable to go to the cooperative bank or nationalized bank and to do it. Commercial bank, and in India also we have the Regional Union Bank, Agriculture Bank, etc. They are providing a cheaper timing is a very important. At a specific time it should be available. Now I speedily take the different classification of the carry. Based on the time period, it may be short-term loan, which can be repaid within 6 to 18 months period. That is basically taken for showing field application, crop protections, measures, payment of wages to casual labor, it can be done. So from the same proceed, whatever the income is earned, they can give it to it. Then there is going to be the medium term loans are being available, which is for the 18 months to 5 years time, which is basically for purchase of electrical appliances, purchasing of the implement, which are considered as a partially liquidating nature. You cannot fully liquidate, partially you can liquidate. Long-term loans from 5 years to 20 years or even more than that. It means that you require the money for the permanent improvement like leveling of land, leveling of pond, reclamation of the pond, construction of farm building, purchase of tractors. These are going to be considered as a non-liquidating nature. Now, one that is basically the classification I have given it based on period, 18 months, 18 to 5 years, and 5 to 20 years or more. Now we can also divide it based on purpose. Production, that is for the crop production. So seasonal aquaculture fisheries operation taken. Seasonal aquaculture you require the setting because in the cold season the demand may be high. So before the cold season to start, the production of aquaculture should be more. So it should be taken for the purpose of production. That is also some people are saying crop loans. Second purpose is the investment loan. Yes, sir. Second purpose, yes, sir. Another 15 minutes, not more than that. Then there is going to be investment loan, which is going to be more than 1 year. Then marketing loans. Marketing loans are required for distress coming out from the sand and to work in a better way. Consumption loans are unproductive but indirectly assisting to them. So that those are going to be the within the discretionary power. In India, government is giving the 5,000 rupees loan up to the 11 around 11% interest. Some of the loans you have to give the security, which I say by way of mortgage. Yes, sir. Oh, no. Any po any point, sir? Okay. One is going to be the personal security. Okay. Sir, should I continue? Okay. Sir, sir, you may also delay it for another 10 minutes or so, no problem. Okay. One is going to be based on the security, personal security, where the farmer may be giving his personal guarantee. Collateral security, they can give it by way of the life insurance, bonds, policies, warehouse receipt. That is known as collateral, means additional security. There is going to be the chattel loans are being given, where what we normally seen in the India also, the lower middle class people or the poor class people used to be give their golden jewelry by way of security to the private money lender or banker, and they get the money. So that is known as a chattel loan, where the movable property goes in the hand of lender of the money. In the case of the mortgage, property is lying with the borrower, but it is created in favor of banker who has given the loan. So there may be the simple. Now when we try to be look towards the agriculture even and so integrated farming, there is a two type of mortgage is being happening. Normally we used to be say the equitable mortgage are being seen by us when we take the house or residence for our purpose, then it is known as equitable mortgage, where our self-acquired property is given. But whenever ancestrally inherited properties are being given, then it is covered under the simple mortgage. In the hypothecation, movable properties are being given, but borrower has the ownership right on his movable property, and banker has the legal right to take up possession of the property. In the case of mortgage, they cannot take the physical possession of the property, but they seize the property. In the case of hypothecation, they take away the property, hypothecated property, in their own hand. Like we can know that the automobile loan and so it is being hypothecated. So when the person is make refund, lenders are coming and taking the possession. So whenever there is a hypothecation have been happened, borrower will not have any right to send up equipment until the loan is cleared off. It means that after the loan is clear of the property is going to be without any charge and he can sell it. So here one is coming to the keynote where the agricultural produce of the farmer, borrower will be kept under the control of the lending institution. Basically, this is happen with respect to the agricultural product, where the APMC, Agriculture Producers Market Confederation, they are taking the possession of your agriculture produce and they give the loan to you. So the agriculture produce goes in the hand of APMC and in turn to the lender's hand by way of the receipt of the godown and so open, where the physical possession of the machinery is rests with the borrower, but legal ownership having remain with lending institution. Unsecured loan, when there is a confidence between the borrower and lender is good, they can get the unsecured. I already saying self-liquidating loan, which is a crop loan, one season or 5 season loan maximum. Then it is going to be the partial liquidating loan, where you can partially sell out your property. Now, approach may be the loans is given based on individual for different purposes fall under this categories. Means when we talk about the NABARD, NABARD is going to be give the loan for the agricultural produce. When there are going to be the certain banks who are giving the loan for the aquaculture, then they can give it for that. And that's why I say that whenever we go with a 40-40-20 logic, it's always being better. Area-based loan, it means that certain dot pond area program government is giving the loan. And those loans are being given based on the certain area wise. Like in the Kerala side, whenever there is a heavy rain is happen and some losses are happen, government gives a specific loan, or certain loans are going to be given to the weaker section. It means below poor 9 people at 4% per annum. When the loans are given directly to the farmer, then it's named as a direct loan. Whenever they are giving a loan to the processing companies, firms, or limited liability partnership firm, it is known as indirect. Now, lenders are going to be mainly classified into two, three and a half. Okay. Institutional credit, where the cooperative society and commercial banks are giving the loan, and non-institutional credits are being given by the fisheries money lenders, traders, commission agents, relatives, and friends. So borrowers are going to be classified based on business activity, like a farmer, dairy farmer, poultry farmer. It is also going to be based on size of the farm, that fish culture farm, marginal farmer, small farmer, based on location or hill or tribal also it can be given. Now the very important thing, if you have got a money property, but if you have made a poor management of that, is going to be resulted into failure of the enterprise. Second is going to be the neglect of the activities. Weak control system is going to be established and the insufficient capital they have. That is why if the businessman, what he said in the beginning, not properly made in a three different criteria, then this is going to be happen. Success can be achieved when they do the hard work. Market demand is going to be there and the managerial competency is there. Now onwards, presentations are given to you in the form of 16 to 17 PPTs, which is for self-study, which elaborate the points which I discussed it. Reading material is being available. That is a PMMSY framework.go PDF is being available. And there is a fishery newsletters are also being available for the same. So this is the way personal financing can be done and business can become very successful, run by everyone. Here I said that equity funding means your own money, ownership money, debt financing means you get the loan, angel means a party who is being first time investors for you. Whenever the businessman is going to be have the or the Nenderic feeling exceptionally growth opportunity, they come to the venture capitalist. Debt capital, more sources are being available, and those can be used like a banks. Trade credit. Trade credit, it means that the person or the organization from whom you are buying the animal feed or the regularly required operating material, you can ask for the credit period, like 30 to 60 days period. Minority enterprise development programs are there, where they are saying the macro level of the enterprise. Commercial finance companies can give it, and a small business agriculture loan is available, and the investment companies are there. So operating capital is basically coming by way of the line of credit. Line of credit means once you establish a good relationship with banker, you can get a line of credit. It means that at particular point of time, you can go to there without submitting another additional documents. You can come ahead with the finance available. Trade credit, I already discussed. For to obtain the finance, you require to prepare the pro forma financial statement. It means that the estimated financial statement based on predictions that how H1 operations will happen. Professor Nagajothi, I personally think that it may be later on advisable that I may undertake with them that how they can prepare the cost sheet, how they can prepare the pro forma financial statement so they can obtain the necessary finance. Yes, commercial banks are looking towards a 5, 6 C only. One is character of the borrower, second is the capacity, third is the capital of the borrower, capacity to provide the collateral security, and their conditions. So how to prepare the program, pro forma financial statement, operating cost statement is going to be very important. Thank you very much, sir, for giving the opportunity. Any question, please? Sure, sir. We may also have to be think over that if they are doing a business startup, then slowly we can talk about that how they can prepare the financial statement, how they can prepare the particular seasonal wise the operating cost sheet. Based on that they do it. And this nice, I say going to be the whole thing is going to be put up today evening in my YouTube channel. My email IDs have been given here. My other information is being also given. So it would be, I will be highly appreciative. I would like that the more and more persons should contact and try to get the idea behind it. Okay. My YouTube channel link is also given by me. Thank you very much, sir. and that business fishery units to provide me this opportunity. Thanks a lot, sir. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I hope everyone have enjoyed it. Then they should know very well how to prepare the financial statement, business plan, and cost sheet. Because see, the point is happened that every business is going to be have the sometime downfall. So at that time, they have to manage their activities in financial term also. So that is to be forecasted in the beginning. And that's one of the very important point in manage startup finance for every businessman. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, sir, please. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. Yes. See, they are basically doing it for the SME also. Venture capitalists, any venture capitalist firm is there, those venture capitalists is going to be invest by way of the angel investor if the investment required to be made by them is up to 5 crore. But when the amount is going beyond the 5 crore, they take it as a venture capitalist. Once they become the venture capitalist, they are going to be the member of the managing committee and they will highly associated in the decision making activity. While the angel investors are looking towards getting the return on that because the idea is bright, long-term benefit they are looking. Venture capitalist, venture capitalist is going to be exit according to the agreement and the contract, but angel investors may continue for n number of years. So there is no limits for time limit. There's say yes, that particular PMFI, there is a name of the institutions have been given. Second thing, there is a fishery newsletter is there, which is published every month by the government of India. And every time they are giving the information with respect to that, that which are the new not funding for, they are basically giving the money for the business startup. That is a one of the very important. Yes, they're funding it. But in that case, here the methodology is that those organizations are saying that you get the concern or the consent from your university or institution where you study that you are going to allow to do this parallel activity related to the related to the study environment. Then they give it. Then they give it. Yes. But non-finance is somewhere difficult. Yes. I suggest personally integrated fish farming is better. Okay. See, then the See, the integrated fish farming is being very important because every business is going to be have the certain downfall is happen after the 5 operating cycle also. Normally it is being said. So at that time, another cycle will help you out to make your business operating cycle to have and allow you to continue in the business. And that is one of the very important thing. I will just give the by way of the example. Some of the companies who are being involved in making the movies, they are also involved in making the TV serial. The very important objective is that one of the business may go down, then another will give them the business. Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you very much. Sure, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Bye. Okay, thank you very much. Bye, sir.